let's talk about the background. There are many pet feeder in the market, like gravity pet feeder, like normally it's a perfect pet feeder. These kind of pet feeder are like they have problems. Like if you have two pets, they fight for food, and one can eat another dog food. So like they don't get proper and healthy amount of the food. So the thing is that let's talk about the most basic pet feeder. It's a gravity pet feeder. There's a food in the vessel, and in the container, and the vessel is in the bottom. So when a dog comes, eat, and because of the gravity, it comes down. So there's no healthy amount of food. Any dog or any time, like any amount of food can be eaten by the dog. And the second one is perfect pet feeder. The specialty of this pet feeder is it can hold 10 pounds of food and can provide the food at different time intervals. So purpose of our project and the problem in these project are interconnected. Like the problems in this all pet feeder are this, like if we have two dogs, they can fight, steal. So this is the main problem the pet feeders are having. So the purpose of our project was to fix this problem, put something so that the authorized pet can only eat the food. So we add a particular system that's RFID operated door. So this was our purpose. Now scope will be continued by Amrinder. He will gonna explain like how the project will gonna work.
Hi, so I'll explain you how the project works. So basically we have 2 times that the user can set, so that at those times the pet feeder will feed the pet automatically, so you need not to be at home. And then there is a push button too, so that's the red push button. If you push the button, it will firstly start the motor that's at the top that stirs the food if there's more food in the container, so that it makes sure it goes through the hole. And then the hole, it's a screw inside. There's an auger, so it's like a screw, so it turns, and when it turns, it dispenses food inside the vessel. And now there comes the RFID. That's the main part. And the thing is that firstly we were going to use just one RFID and not the ultrasonic sensors. You'll check it in the other guy's project, afterwards the JD's project. The thing is that there are 2 types of RFIDs, and we didn't know. This one is a passive one, and it just gives 1 single pulse of output. So it doesn't make the door open all the way for a long time. So we used an ultrasonic sensor and combined them both. So what it does is, when the dog comes in, it opens the door, and now it's just the trigger. Earlier what we did was we were using the RFID and it would do all the things, but now we are using a ultrasonic sensor too. So the ultrasonic sensor this would use as a trigger, and the ultrasonic sensor would just sense the presence, and when the dog goes away, it will close itself. There was a covering, we just took it out, it will be all over here. And then you can change the quantity, and this is the rotary encoder. You can use this to change the times and to change the quantities. There's a push button in the rotary encoder.
How many times you push for changing?
So if you just push the button.
It depends on how many times you press the button, like to change the clock.
Yeah, so it does is like when you push the button, there's a cursor. If you see here, the cursor comes over here, so you can change the time.
You rotate it, or
yeah, I'm rotating it. It's a rotary encoder. So when we rotate it, it changes the time, and then you again when you press the button, it goes. There's a delay after that time. It goes to the next one. So again you can set the time, and that way it just there's the word set, so it shows that you are setting the time right now. So you can change the quantity to, let's change the quantity to 6. Then we can just set it to 16, because we were just using one rotary encoder, so there's a delay and it takes time to make the cursor go forward.
it's not that good
Go
because
ahead,
we
then.
for the presentation. That's we're gonna start. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, just continue doing it.
So the project deliverables. So we try to make a prototype that like contain all the system, but that's why it's so bulky. It's just a prototype. So let's talk about the project objectives. So we're gonna be next.
So the main objective of this project is like for those pet owners who have like multiple pets, like 2 dogs and 2 cats, so like they want to feed them. So the main objective of that is so the customers and stakeholders, we don't have as expected customers or stakeholders, but we have those persons, like those have multiple pets, like the people. As a stakeholder, we can say that we don't have any customers, we don't have any like any stakeholders. We have just customers like people who have like more than one pet. So the Gantt chart, we probably go with the Gantt chart. Like there's we just one day behind the Gantt chart is like that. So we start with the research and rough design, which will take about 12 days. So when our rough design is done, so the designing of the other stuff is going good. So we done it in only 9 days. Planning takes less days because we just got a good skill, so that we just take less days. But the maximum days on the software and the hardware, which will like takes to 60 days, and we could get it done on the 4th. We've done the group meetings, and then we just done it on the 17th of March probably, and we're just 1 day behind of that, but we are probably on the balance of the Gantt chart. Estimate budget is probably $250. There's no code inside right now, so it's just there's no code in there. There is. Okay. So our estimate budget is probably $200, $250, and it doesn't take too much about that, and it's just gonna be a little less than $250, but we round about on $250.
We learned something.
So the list of materials we use 2 servo motors to control the auger and agitator. So we also use a rotary encoder, as you see, for the time setting. We use the LCD, so as you can see right here. So and we use 2 Arduino boards, one for the motors and the motor and the other for the auger and other for the RFID.
Why 2 boards?
Because there were not enough pins on the other board, we had to use that one. Because we needed the pins for the ultrasonic sensor too, and for the RFID.
What do you mean pins? Input, output?
Yeah. On
Yeah,
the
like
Arduino
output
boards.
of the Arduino,
What
it
is
will all
the
result.
Arduino?
It's the Arduino Uno. Because we are using an LCD, and LCD uses a lot of wires on the digital pins.
Yeah,
of the
so it is
Arduino.
reserved by all of them.
Because it's 54, I think. Input, output, digital input, output. For Arduino.
Oh, not the Uno. The Uno is much reduced, not the Uno.
Smaller.
Yeah,
Uno is smaller. And we use the RFID module as a trigger. We use the ultrasonic sensor to detect the presence of that, which is RTC module, and the 2 3D printed parts are the agitator and the auger. And we use a CD drive to cover and go and forth without take it out of that one. We use a food hopper, and there's a pet feeding vessel that we use right here. So and apart from that, there's some basic stuff like wires and the push buttons. The risk management is probably if we're gonna go to do this project, we put some risk like on the servo motors. It sometimes gonna like it doesn't pour the food if we have like much more quantity. So that will like turn the motor. So and it will can't feed the food because we will able to put the food into the vessel. Another main thing is like the power supply. Power supply is another risk management. If you don't have enough power to energize the systems, we can't get the food out there as well. And the collar tag is also another problem that we face, as it just only putting only the single output. So that's why we use the ultrasonic sensor. So that's the main risk management that we got, and design and play will explain the file.
So hardware design and the software design. That's the most important part of the project, which takes a long time. So this is our main circuit, which includes Arduino with encoder, RTC module, LCD, and motors, servo motors. And this is a circuit for RFID door mechanism, which include another Arduino board, relays, and ultrasonic sensor with RFID module. So this is our software design. So I'll just and the results for the project. So finally, successfully we achieve our goal. The part we stuck with the door mechanism, because with RFID we are getting output from the Arduino for just like a pulse. So what we did is output we gave output to the latch. So we got the continuous output from RFID, and to open the door, we also added the ultrasonic sensor, and we did ANDing operation with ultrasonic sensor and RFID module, so that if the shadow of if another pad comes, so the door cannot be opened without RFID tag. So the ANDing operation will be better for that. So we were successful in our project by regular meetings like Tuesday and Fridays, most probably, and also we divided our work in the subgroups. Like one subgroup working on hardware, another is software, and setting some like smaller goals, so that we can complete the whole project. So the main challenges was the RFID module. Also, we were stuck with the rotary encoder because we couldn't find any rotary encoder in Ottawa. So
I remember asking about this, yes.
So we were stuck for like 30 days and waiting for the rotary encoder to come. Then we fitted the rotary encoder as we did it. So the conclusion from this is like we learned many things from this project. Like it was a new thing like ultrasonic sensor, RFID module. Also, this can be made more advanced by adding 2 vessels for like pads to fit 2 different foods. So it can be made more advanced by adding a drinking water system for the pads after eating their food, and also we can surveillance them by adding web camera, and you can access through your mobile. Thank you.